In this video, I'm going to be sharing and briefly talking about what a victim mentality is, recognizing signs and symptoms, and then talking about how to overcome the victim mentality. Now, if you haven't watched this first video in which I go into a bit more detail on what the victim mentality is, be sure to check that one first and then come back and watch this one. So in a nutshell, a victim mentality is somebody who believes that they're a victim of circumstances, that things just happen to them and they have little to no control over their thoughts, their feelings, over things that happen in and around their life. So essentially, they have no control and they have no responsibility or part to play. Now, the victim mentality is an interesting one because no one really goes around and says, yeah, I'm gonna choose to have a victim mentality. I'm gonna go out and get a victim mentality. I'm a victim. I've got the victim mentality. And no one really wants to identify that they have a victim mentality, but a lot of people are walking around with this same victim mentality, not taking responsibility of their own actions. Yes, life happens to everybody and bad things happen sometimes, and there's a difference between being a victim of a situation and having a victim mindset. Victimhood becomes part of someone's identity, and this can be a learned behavior, and essentially it's a defense mechanism. It's there to protect someone from getting hurt. It's there to protect someone from feeling emotions of pain, hurt, and all of those things. So it's like a protective mechanism that someone would have learned to do to protect themselves. However, this victim mentality and mindset does not serve anybody. People who are constantly blaming other people, they're constantly blaming society, the economy for things that are happening to them, have a victim mentality. So I'm going to show you 6 examples. And the first one is, I failed my exams because my teacher doesn't like me. It has nothing to do with that person, their ability to read and study or get help from other people. It has nothing to do with how much work they've been putting it in. It's only they failed because the teacher doesn't like them. And sometimes the teacher may not necessarily like you, but that doesn't have to be a reason for you to fail. People have the ability to make a choice and to go above and beyond and pass. So if someone says, I failed because of someone else's actions, not taking into consideration their own ability and their own part to play, that is a prime example of someone who is demonstrating victim mentality. And then the second example is, language is really important, and you can tell a lot by the language that people use. There's someone saying, there's absolutely nothing else I can do here, I'm just helpless. Realistically speaking, have you tried out all avenues? Have you spoken to everybody? Is there nothing that you really can do? The third example is, I'm not good enough and I will never succeed. And the language that is used when people are a victim, like, oh, nothing good can ever come out of me. I'm not good enough. I'm never going to make it in life. Another example is, things never work out for me. Why should I bother trying? So things work for other people, but they don't work for me. So therefore, I'm not going to try. And then we have, it's not fair. Other people have it easier than me. We have no idea what people are going through in their lives, and just because someone doesn't always vocalize what they're going through, you can't automatically assume that other people have it easier. Yes, some people do have advantage. Yes, other people do have maybe a leg up, or they may sometimes have it easier, but saying it's not fair, everyone has all the time, every single person that you know has it easier than you, it's not fair, is a sign of a victim mentality. And then one that I hear a lot in my coaching conversation is, it's not my fault. It's their fault. It's my parents' fault. It's the school's fault. It's everybody's fault apart from their own. And a person with a victim mentality would never acknowledge that they have a part to play in their own life. Like, they aren't just this victim that is helpless and life is just happening to them and they have no control. It's not, there's nothing I can do. It's not my fault. I'm the victim. There's nothing that I can do to change the situation. There's nothing that I can do to lose weight. There's nothing that I can do to want and do better for my life. This is just what is happening. So now we're going to talk about how to overcome the victim mentality. And the first thing that I always say is identifying that. The first step is identifying that you have a victim mentality. And that's not always an easy thing to do. Like, that can sometimes be a hard pill to swallow, because it is holding a mirror up to yourself and saying, this is a mindset that I have, and this mindset isn't a good one, and this mindset doesn't serve me. But the first step is identifying. You can't change what you don't know. You can't change what you're not aware of. So identifying that actually, like, I have these characteristics of a victim mindset, and really looking and playing back in your life and try and think, has this really been working for you? Has this been serving you? Somewhere along the lines, you've used this mindset as a defense mechanism to protect you, to keep you safe, but actually it's not serving you anymore and it's not really helping you. So identifying that you have a victim mentality is the first step. And the second step is taking responsibility. Up until this point, everyone else has been to blame. Everything else has been to blame in how you are now and how you've got to this place. It was your parents, it was your family, it was economy, it was the religion, it was finances, it was the school, it was everything else. But actually, the biggest thing to really work on is identifying that you have a part to play and you are not a victim. You have more power than you think that you have. So what that looks like is taking responsibility. If you've gained a bunch of weight, like, what part have you had to play in that? You were eating, you weren't exercising, you weren't waking up in the morning and getting your steps in. You can't always control other people, you can't always control circumstances and the things that are around you, but you can control how you choose to perceive. You can control your emotions, you can control your thoughts, you can control how you react to situations. So you aren't helpless, you have a part to play, you have a responsibility to take upon yourself. So you're not a victim, you have control, and you can take control over the situations and the things that are happening in your area, in your mind, in your body, in your thoughts. And then the third thing is shift your focus, change your focus. You have learned to always focus on the negative, on what's not working, on the things that are going wrong, on the things that you don't like. But actually shifting your focus, what you focus on, you magnify. If you're constantly nitpicking and trying to find the things that aren't working, constantly trying to find things that support your victim mentality and really support that belief, now it's time to shift your focus. Shift your focus to the positive things. And this is going to take some work and it's going to take some intentionality on your part. Where you'll focus on the negative before, shift your focus and look at, okay, what are the positives here? In every situation, think, what's the positive situation here? What's the positive thing that I can take out of this? In every single thing, focus on one, start with one positive. Something happens and your natural reaction and your natural instinct is to think, oh, you see, here we go again. They don't like me. Here we go again. Woe is me. Here we go again. I'm the victim. Here we go again. People don't understand. Shift that focus and think, actually, what's one positive thing that I can learn? Or what can I learn from this situation? Or what's one positive thing that I can do? Or what's one positive thing that I can get out of this situation? So by this, you're reprogramming your mind to not always focus on the negative, but you're intentionally making an effort to focus on the positive. And the more you become intentional about it, the more you will naturally just focus at the positives, because what you focus on, you magnify. So you begin to focus on the positive things, you begin to magnify the positive things, and you begin to see more of the positive things. And then the fourth thing that I would say is set goals and set things that you want to achieve. So up until this point, you may have thought you can't do certain things because of this, or there's nothing that you can do about it. But actually, let's start living again. Let's start setting goals, setting things that you want to do. What is it that you want to do? Set a goal for yourself. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to start a new hobby? Do you want to feel more confident? Whatever it is, start setting goals and actually believing that you can achieve it. And then when that negative mindset starts to creep in, say, no, that's not true. This is the new reality. That doesn't serve me anymore. That mindset doesn't serve me anymore. That way of thinking doesn't serve me anymore. And replace that negative thought with something that's positive, and that's something that's true. So set yourself a goal this week. Set yourself something that you want to see this week, and actually say, I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to focus on the positive. I'm going to set my goal and I'm going to achieve it. And when you do achieve it, like, really celebrate that goal. So really make a big deal out of it, because that's something in the bag that you've done for yourself. That's something that you've done and that you've been able to achieve without allowing these limiting beliefs or this victim mentality to keep you from doing what you need to do. It's kept you back so far, and we're saying no more to the victim mentality. So set yourself something. It doesn't have to be something outrageous. It doesn't have to be something big, but set yourself a goal for this week that you're going to do, and you're not going to let this silly victim mindset stop you from doing it. And then the last thing that I'm going to say is have a supportive network of people that will keep you in check. Tell people, if you hear me speaking negative about myself, call me out on that. If you hear me speaking negative about other people, let me know, call me out. You give them permission to call you out on the stuff that you're doing, that you're working on. You want people around you that will speak positive things, that will encourage you, that will affirm you, that will be positive, and that will help you grow. So if you can surround yourself with, it doesn't have to be a lot of people, if you can surround yourself with a few people that are able to support you on this journey of getting out of that victim mentality and overcoming and becoming more positive, becoming more confident, and becoming happier in yourself, the other people around you will thank you for it as well, because victim mentality can be really draining on the people around you. So yeah, those are my 5 things. So just to repeat: identify, be self-aware of the victim mentality that has kept you back. So acknowledge that you have a victim mentality. Take responsibility. Start taking responsibility of the things that you have done to get you to where you are now. Change your focus. Stop looking for the negative things. Stop looking for things that are going wrong, and start to look at the positive things, the things that are going right, the things that you're doing well. Number 4 is set goals. Set a goal for yourself. It could be something small, it can be something big, but just set your goal and don't allow the victim mindset to stop you from doing it. When that thought creeps in, when that feeling creeps in, counter that with something that is positive, with something that is true. And then lastly, number 5 is surrounding yourself with some people that are positive, that can call you out when you're entering back into that victim mentality, and that can keep you accountable. By actively working on overcoming the victim mentality, you are empowering yourself to be more confident and to take control of your life and stop living like you have no control. That is not true. You do have control. You have control over how you think about things. You have control over your actions. There are certain things that are beyond your control, but you can control how you respond to situations. So start taking back that control. You are not a victim. You are a victor, not a victim. So I hope this has been really helpful, and if it has, do me a favor and like this video, and don't forget to turn the notification bell and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in my next video.